So this video will be my latest in a series of vids on solutions for these major financial, social, economic issues that beguile our nation at this point. Hi, I'm John McNeil, and this is the Invest Strong Network. Welcome. So this week I wanted to talk about an issue that really has not gotten a tremendous amount of airtime or press time over the last few months, but it is really, in my opinion, one of the most serious long term economic and financial issues that is tackling our nation at this point. And that is providing some kind of work for many millions of persons who may have criminal records or they may have been cast out of work by the CV-19 pandemic and they have basically nowhere to turn at this point. Okay, so one of the major issues that our nation has been confronted with is the war on drugs, right? And as an addendum to the war on drugs, you have lots of persons who have criminal records, many of them for drug violations and whatnot. And once they have served a sentence or been issued a conviction or whatnot, once that sentence is over, they find it extremely difficult, nigh impossible, to find employment. Now, this issue really is devastating for the community in general, as many of these persons have kids or spouses, and it's just really they have almost nowhere to turn. Now, the employers out there in this moment in time, and we're talking late 2020, we have massive unemployment, roughly 7%, the official number. The real number is way higher than that. And so employers are not hiring. The ones that are hiring are being extraordinarily selective. And even when the economy recovers and employers begin to hire again, they can still elect to be very selective on who they take in, very discriminating in a positive sense, in the sense that they have options of hiring this person over that person or whatever. And obviously, those who have criminal records would kind of be towards the very back of the line. The thing is, many of these persons, and I know some of them personally, they want to work. They want to work, right? But they just cannot, because of mistakes that they've made in their past, or because of the CV-19 pandemic. They were in a part of the economy that is has been walloped by CV-19 and may never recover. What could be done for those people? This is my suggestion. Now, in previous solutions videos, I've spoken about partnerships between the different layers of government, state, local, federal, and also partnerships between government agencies and the private sector. Well, to tackle this particular issue, we're going to need all of the above, in my opinion, right? Now, one of the key things I think the governments, plural, could do is set up labor pools. Now, these labor pools, they would be kind of similar to the labor pools that were set up in the 1930s during the Roosevelt administration to tackle the Great Depression. But these particular labor pools would basically be structured in a way that would provide employment for basically all comers, right? So, have a criminal record, we'll take you, right? On probation or parole, they'll take you, right? In an industry that is either obsolete or your skills just can't hang with the new economy, we'll take you, And what they'll do is they would put these persons to work in the community. And let me tell you, friends, I know here in Houston, right, there is absolutely no shortage of things that need to be done around this time, right? And whether it's clearing away trash piles or or keeping highway feeders clear, or volunteering to do things just all over the place with schools or hospitals or whatnot. There is absolutely no shortage of things that could be done, and a labor pool of people would be a perfect solution in my opinion. Now, this labor pool would be paid for by the government through government funds, right? And the government can actually work hard to augment the labor issue by providing health insurance for the persons in the labor pool, right? So basically, we're able to kill two birds with one stone: provide employment, provide labor, provide money for people who really, really need it, and at the same time, provide also health insurance to help reduce the number of persons who've lost their health insurance because of unemployment caused by CV-19 or something else. Now, how would this be structured? Well, one of the key factors I believe is you want to make the salaries, or make the compensation, you want to make it attractive enough to where people would want to do it, but you really do not want to compete with with private sector the private sector labor market, right? And so I was thinking 11, 12, $13 an hour, depending upon where you're at and where it's at in the country, right? Because different areas have different labor standards and things of that nature. So that would be, I think, would be attractive enough to where people would want to do it, right? That it's worth their while, but not compete directly against the private sector, right? And the really great thing about it is these persons that participate in the labor pool, they can begin to basically rebuild their employment histories, right? And that would make them much more attractive to shagging a job in the private sector at some point in the future when they believe that they could basically graduate from the labor pool, right? And that's again a winning situation for everyone. So this would really take an effort, significant effort, from all the governments to do this. The Biden administration, the state governments, the county and city governments, they would all need to work together. And I would suggest at this point that they would basically start filling out a list of things that they need to get done in their localities, right? And the federal government could provide the funding. And really, this does not have to be a tremendously expensive enterprise, because right now they're already spending massive amounts of money on unemployment benefits. Well, you could take a fraction of that and use it to set up the labor pool. Right. And the good thing about it is it's a win-win-win situation for everyone. The cities get cleaned up and straightened up, beautified, operate more smoothly. Persons who are willing to work and are able to work and provide a legitimate living for themselves and for their families, reducing crime, which is a key element of this proposal. The federal government would benefit because, yes, although they are paying money, but they are getting lower crime rates. They're getting cleaner cities in the various states throughout the country, and actually labor pools, even with healthcare insurance provided is a hell of a lot cheaper than what they're doing now by paying massive amounts through PPE or or through enhanced unemployment benefits, right? So I think it would be a positive move all the way around. Now, obviously, this would take a lot of effort, and it would take a real willingness on all parties to get it done. But I believe that this is a solution that is well within the reach of our governments at this point, right? And like I mentioned, the private sector, they can get in the act also. They can say, well, hey, this person, they've worked in the labor pool for 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever. They've built up a very respectable record, perhaps even gained certain skills. I would like to employ them, right? And of course, the labor pool would be happy to turn them over to a private employer at some point in the future. Again, that's something that would benefit everyone. All right. So those are my thoughts. Please, by all means, let me know what you think. If the labor pool structure could be enhanced or broadened, let me know in the comments section. I'd love to read it. Hit that thumbs up button, the like button. Please do it for me because that raises the profile and that enables more people to see my vids, and that's always a good thing. And of course, yes, subscribe. All right. Please subscribe to Invest Strong. Thank you so much, friends, and good blessings.